Hey guys, it's time for another lunchtime chat, or more like leaving the job site chat at the end of the day. But either way, the topic is fire, and pretty obvious why that would be the case. I'm going to swing the camera around. This is actually where I've been parking, and then walking down this, or walking past this burned structure, and the strip I've been cutting is back up in there, kind of across the draw there. These will eventually go too. So this is all private property right in through here that we're working on. And as you can see, it's a mess. But, you know, the sad thing is I see a mess as I'm driving in here and looking at these burned down structures and all that. But the reality is, these are people's places, probably where people raise their kids and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure for a lot of people it's very emotional. And it's sad looking at it just from my perspective as an outsider, kind of coming in, doing some work. And you know, what a way to get work, have stuff like this happen. But yeah, it is sad, you know, to think all the people lost their homes in this. It's a pretty big fire. So I'm going to show you kind of some things as we head out. I'm going to go ahead and batten down the hatches here, and we're going to head on out of here, talk about fire and all that fun stuff. And I'll show you out the window as I'm driving. I'm holding the camera, so it might wave around a little bit. So hopefully that's not too much of an issue. Also, I'm using the cell phone today because it uploads videos better. And yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get going here. The Wi-Fi working away from my normal area. Yeah, it's been challenging to get videos uploaded with the bad service and stuff. All right, let's take a look here. Got some burned out cars on the way out, and just this whole area got burned. It's not a big town. I mean, it's somewhat like Paradise. Most people know about Paradise, but this isn't, you know, near a big a town as Paradise that got burned. This is Cohasset, which is out of Chico, about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. So there's some more places over there that got burned. But yeah, just all through here were houses. And the strange thing is, some of the houses got skipped over just randomly. It's weird how fire does that. Yeah, you probably can't see it on the camera. I think there's one over there that's still standing. So you do see that. And these are basically logs that are getting cut, or trees that are getting cut by, I believe, PG&E is cutting these along the road here. So at least there's so many outfits out here right now. I don't know who's doing what. They got logging outfits out here. They got PG&E out here. They've got road clearing, which is sort of logging, but not really. It looks like a lot of times PG&E cuts these short little logs for some reason. Oh, guess I better watch where I'm going. Just looking at the logs, and dang near ran into the person there. See, pretty toasty all through here. Get a real good angle here when I turn this corner. Oh yeah, there's another burned down structure right over there. So yeah, this is unfortunately the norm in Northern California anymore. And so I did get a few details on this. This is the Park Fire. I looked it up online. I'll put some of this in the description if you're interested. This is the Park Fire. Started down by Chico and went clear up. I don't know if it went past Redding, but it went a long ways. And if I remember right, they said something about 430,000 acres. So not the biggest fire ever, but I think they said the 4th biggest fire. So it is a big fire. And it burned up the valley basically a long ways, burning quite a few structures. Now here we got a good example of how it burns one thing and skips over another. So right here, so you got a nice looking gate, and looks like everything burnt back in there pretty much. And you go right up here, not too far. Got another structure that isn't perfectly intact. Here we go. Check that out. Finding it's hard to be filming and doing all this and actually watching the road. Maybe I'll turn my lights on just to make sure I'm not running into anybody here. So yeah, I see that structure was perfectly fine. Even some green trees and everything else. So yeah, and then this is kind of green down through here. And then if you drive up and take a left here down off the mountain, it gets brown again. But you kind of get the gist of it. So yeah, big fire. Lots of homes burned. Just another tragic thing. And you know, I just get tired of seeing this and hearing about this. I mean, usually I don't see this because I normally work over in the coastal region. Don't really actually see this firsthand normally. But now working over here, I see it obviously quite a bit. Even like on the last unit where we were cutting some green timber, you're driving through tons of burned timber. Anytime you're going to cut any green timber, you know, and obviously some of it's either too old to cut, or it could be federal ground where they can't cut it or won't cut it because it's their policy. It literally is the federal policy is pretty much let it burn. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, that's what I've got going on here. And yeah, if you guys want to leave some thoughts on all this. So my overall thoughts are that basically I'm sick of seeing these big fires and the destruction that they do to the timber and the private property and people's houses case of, I don't think in this one, I don't think any lives were lost, but in the case of Paradise Fire, lives were lost. So it's really out of control. I mean, if you went down the list of, how many of these fires there have been in the last few years, it would probably be very, very extensive list. And the amount of damage done to property and timberlands is just in, I don't know what, billions, trillion, I don't know. It's a lot. So that being said, I just don't understand why more fire prevention, putting in real fire breaks where they can really stop fires before they burn, 400,000 acres, things like this. Why isn't there more of that? And I just don't understand. It's the powers that be are the ones that should be orchestrating all this, and they just basically do nothing. I mean, yeah, they send out a bunch of equipment to fight fires and stuff, but preventative wise, I mean, it's going to take more than clearing along a few roads here and there and things like this. It's going to take some serious steps, and that's just really not being done. And yet, year after year, catastrophic fires, year after year, and really doesn't seem to be any serious policy changes, which is just mind-blowing to me. But I definitely think that the responsibility lies at the feet of the state government, the federal government, because they're the ones that have the power to put things in place, and or at least allow people to put in fire breaks, all these different things. They're the ones that hold the keys, basically, because they're the ones that if you're going to do something, you have to get the approval from them. So obviously they're not that interested in putting these catastrophic fires to rest. Yeah, it's great that they do clean up some of these after they burn, stuff like that, allow logging on some of these. I'm just talking, what about the stuff they should be doing beforehand? What's going on there? So, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they do go out and do stuff. They mulch things and clear around roads and do put in some fire breaks, and some stuff does get done. I'm not debating that, and that's great, but I'm just saying it needs to be on a bigger scale with a kind of a big picture in mind of how to do this, and then just implement that, across Northern California. So that'd be great to see. Anyways, guys, rambling on here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave your thoughts on all this, and I will catch you in the next one.